Hello everybody, apologies for the lack of rumour mill this morning. We're back here with, I guess it is the rumour wrap. What's going on in your world, everybody? Let me know in the comments section below. Listen, Leeds United have been linked with 2 more players, and it sounds like behind the scenes, we put on the Patreon, I got sent something yesterday, and everybody's ITK nowadays, aren't they? But I got sent something yesterday. It was a bit out the blue. It said Okafor and James Justin. So I thought to myself, right, okay, let's plug on with that one then. This person never normally sends me stuff. So had a little bit of a look around, had a little bit of a think about it, and I wanted to deliver a bit of it to you guys this morning, and we can have a little bit of a chat about it. It's only going to be a quick one. I am back for my little brother's birthday, if you guys don't know, so you couldn't have my attention for this one. I did put a community post up. Listen, just before we get into the video, what I want you to all do is join me on the watch along. Reason behind is we're doing a massive giveaway on the watch along on Monday night, and listen, you'll only be told about the giveaway on the watch along. Make sure you're there. Listen, we're going to be doing a lot this season with our sponsors. I'm partnering up with another sponsor, which you guys I'm sure will enjoy as well, so make sure you're tuning in for that one. Right, okay, let's start off with Noah Okafor. Who is he, Connor? Well, he can play left side, he can play centre forward. What I'd hope, and me and the old boy have just been chatting about it, I would hope that this isn't our number 9. Now, we spoke about Calvert-Lewin, we spoke about the positives that he can bring to Leeds United, but you have got to put Lewin in the same sort of bracket as Mecha. Reason behind that is they're both kind of similar in a sense, stature-wise. It is the profile that Leeds United have brought in as well, in terms of how they work off, the centre-backs and how they work the channels. And look, I think there's a lot of similarities between them both, but the big similarity as well is between them over the past sort of 4 or 5 years is they've struggled a little bit with injuries. So, I was mentioning this with DCL yesterday, Calvert-Lewin, that over the past 2 years, it's actually not been that bad. It's been one injury. You can play to his strengths. Leeds play a very similar 4-3-3 in terms of the principles to that of Carlo Ancelotti at Everton when they got the best out of DCL. And I don't mind it, to be honest, as a signing. However, what I would say is I think Leeds ultimately do have to get another number 9. That is what I'd say. Rodrigo Muniz looks like he said his goodbyes at Fulham and he's going to Atalanta, which I cannot believe, but there you go. Egg on my face. I didn't think that would happen. But listen, Noah Okafor, who is he? I think primarily, obviously played against us at the weekend when we were in Dublin. On that left-hand side, looked decent, looked sharp. He's in the upper echelon when it comes to dribblers. He's a dangerous dribbler as well. I think when you look at it overall, I would be slightly disappointed if this is our number 9 sort of addition as well. The reason behind that, 6 foot tall. I think primarily as a centre forward in the Premier League, especially with what we're looking for, you kind of maybe need someone with a little bit more of a presence and a physical frame than what Okafor has. He's very slight, he's very slim, he's quick, pacey, as I've said, very decent dribbler, but I see him as much more of a left winger. You guys know that my perfect addition, if it wasn't for Pajal, and I've been saying it all summer, 3 months ago when I was at a wedding in Reading, I told you guys about my left winger alternative to Solomon, would have either been Christoph Jolis, but the other one obviously would have been Armand Loriente. I think, look, Loriente was there to go and get, but maybe he doesn't fit that Leeds United profile of being a certain height, who knows. But Loriente, for me, there's an argument maybe him or Jolis would have been a better addition than someone like Noah Okafor. But were Leeds ever going to go and get them? I don't know. Not 100% sure. But Okafor, off that left-hand side, I think the pros, to look at it positively, he's got a very upward trajectory. I think there's a lot of potential when it comes to Noah Okafor, which I would argue he's not got to yet in his career. I think when you look at his XG, we've spoken about this multiple times, he's got a very decent XG and has matched it or outperformed it. I think when you look at it as well, he's versatile, which is going to be massive within this Leeds United setup. But once again, I do hope he isn't that number 9 as a replacement for like Mecha, DCL or Peru. I would like us to go and out get a number 9. We've spoken about those 4 positions, and Joseph, Bamford, Peru. You kind of need to go out there, in my opinion, and get another one. I'm not sure they will do. For me, this might be it, because I think Calvert-Lewin is going to cost a lot when it comes to wages. If you're to believe what we've seen from the Everton side, I've been told from behind the scenes he wanted a lot of money at Everton. However, he then sacked his agent, but I can't just imagine that the wage demands have dramatically decreased, so he'll probably be on a lot of money at Leeds. So, yeah, Okafor coming in. I think maybe the cons of it would be, obviously, he was part of the Scudetto winning side in Napoli. last season, which is great, but you kind of look at his AC Milan record. Obviously, if you don't know, everybody, he was loaned out to Napoli, didn't feature a lot. I think he featured around about 4 or 5 games, but for AC Milan last season, he got 1 goal in 15. So overall, and there's a physical readiness conversation as well. He has suffered with injuries, which seems to be a bit of a common theme at the minute with Leeds United, but listen, me and the old boy have just been having a bit of a debate in the car. You know, he's not happy. He's not happy, is he? And he's talking about, you know, us going for Crocs and all this sort of stuff. And I said to him, look, Dad, if you're going for these players, if you're going for these top players, what we're going for, Muniz, Pajau, etc., you've got a whole list of them, haven't you? You were going to get knockbacks. You're going to get knockbacks because what we're seeing nowadays is I think the landscape is completely changed with these 6 promoted clubs that have come up and have gone straight back down. And because of their lack of preparation, their absolute piss poor attempt at staying in the Premier League, basically what that's done is it's changed the landscapes. Changed the landscape. If you're an agent now and you're talking to your player, you're going, hold on, nah. Think about this. Think about where you're going. Think about the movement that you're going to have to make for you and your family in a year's time anyway, because the likelihood is they're all going down. Look at the last 2 years, you know? So I think overall that's when you're looking at Muniz and when you're looking at Pajau, Leeds are having to wait. They're having to wait. The thing, what they've got to do though, and where I am going to hold that flame to Leeds United, is they've got to have second and third replacements of which you're looking at and you're thinking, yeah, decent, you know, decent signings, very good signings, and Leeds should have that draw to be able to do that. They really should. So, yeah, Okafor, don't mind it. I think there's kind of pros, there's cons. As I've said, the pros are he's versatile. He's got a massively upward trajectory in the upper echelon in terms of percentile when it comes to dribbling. I think on that left-hand side, he can be very, very dangerous. I think the cons are probably the fact that if that is our number 9, so he can play left and in that 9, I will be a little bit disappointed with that. I think the cons are as well his physical readiness for the Premier League with his injury state. And the cons are as well when it comes to his numbers. They've not been great when we're looking at it over the past however many years. And when you're looking at physical readiness as well, when you played 4 times for Napoli, and not really featured whatsoever. And AC Milan, you know, he was sent to Napoli, wasn't he? And they've not took the option to sign him. And AC Milan it feels like they've. And look in pre-season he scored 2 against Liverpool, hasn't he? I think they won 9-0 the other day, and he got a couple of goals as well. So let's hope for a good sign. And I think, look, if Okafor comes in, yeah, he wouldn't have been my number 1, 2 or maybe 3, but that doesn't mean I'm right. You know, I'm happy to be wrong on these things, and I hope I am. You know, and I'm not saying he's going to be a bad addition whatsoever. Would have I had other targets? Yeah, I would have done. But you know, like the last year, there's not been that much of Okafor to watch. There just hasn't. There's not been that much of him to watch. So will he come into Leeds United and make an instant impact? If he does come, I hope so. And let's hope the recruitment team have done a sterling job. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of stats. Is he going to be part of a chaos factor when it comes to Leeds United in terms of pace and this, that and the other? It looks like it. James Justin is also another name Berren mentioned. I really like that. I've mentioned Justin previous times. I think, look, as a left back and a right back cover, you can't get much better than that, to be honest with you. Once again, someone with an injury list as well. This is something we've spoken about. It seems to be a bit of a theme. However, I've mentioned previous times on this channel, many times, that I would like him to be a Leeds United player. 100%. I think as cover, it's a good option. Okafor, don't know how this is going to work. As I say, there's not that much proof in the past 12 to 18 months, you know, that we're going to get a player who's physically ready. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, El Canoes, we don't know what's going on there, but I tell you what, after that Gus Hamer goal last night, and just after Gus Hamer in general being my second and third option throughout the entire window, I hope we keep a little pressure on that pulse if El Canoes isn't going to work. But they need a cam, in my opinion. Obviously, they're going for a left winger now, but I think they need another number 9. I think they need a fullback as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Keep it respectful in there. Follow the guidelines. Every opinion is welcome. Don't worry about that. My name's Conor. We're going to be back tomorrow morning with the Room Mill. See you in a bit.